Hey everyone, welcome back to the Daily English Talk podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mark. Thanks for tuning in. Today's topic is something really practical. And if we're honest, it's a skill we could all probably use a little brushing up on.
Absolutely. We're talking about the art of ending a conversation politely in English. It's more than just knowing what to say, isn't it?
Totally. It's about how you say it, so you come across as considerate and confident, not, awkward or abrupt.
Exactly. Think about it starting a conversation, usually pretty straightforward, but knowing how to wrap things up gracefully.
Yeah, that's where it can get a little sticky. You're ready to move on, but you don't want to offend the other person.
So you end up in that conversational limbo.
Right. It's like chuckle.
That mental DoorDash. You're halfway out, but your mouth is still moving. We've all been there, haven't we?
Oh, for sure. Especially in those casual chats or at social gatherings.
Or even on video calls. Those can seem to have a life of their own sometimes.
Don't get me started. Or in a work context, like after a meeting where, the key points are covered, but everyone's still kind of hanging around.
Yeah. Unsure who's going to make the first move to leave.
Exactly.
So over the next little while, we're going to explore this essential skill. We'll look at various scenarios, how to neatly conclude a chat with a colleague.
How to end a phone call without that drawn-out goodbye.
And how to navigate those spontaneous small talk situations with a bit more, finesse.
We've gathered a collection of really useful phrases and strategies, and we'll delve into why they work. Our aim is basically to equip you with the confidence to end pretty much any conversation smoothly and naturally.
So whether you're aiming to sound more fluent and at ease, or you simply want to refine your communication skills, this discussion should offer some valuable takeaways.
Right, ready to get started?
Let's get into it.
Okay, so before we just throw a bunch of phrases at everyone, let's maybe think about why mastering polite conversation endings is, so important.
Good point. I mean, on the surface, it might seem like a minor detail, just say goodbye and leave.
Right. True. But as we all know, real-life interactions are rarely that simple. Ending a conversation thoughtfully is a really key social skill.
It's interesting, isn't it? We get plenty of sort of implicit guidance on how to start and keep conversations going.
Right.
But the art of concluding them politely often isn't explicitly taught.
Exactly. Think about it. We learn how to introduce ourselves, ask those open-ended questions.
Keep things flowing.
Yeah, but the signals for a graceful exit, they're often much more subtle.
And this is where it can be challenging, I think, especially for English learners. Sometimes a really direct, okay, bye, can sound a little cold or unfinished.
Or the attempt to end the chat just kind of falters, leading to that awkward extension because the closing wasn't, clear or gentle enough.
Absolutely. And it's fascinating how cultural norms play a role here, too.
Oh, definitely. In some cultures, a direct, concise ending is totally fine, right? I have to go, goodbye, boom, done.
But in many English-speaking contexts, there's this real emphasis on softening the departure, isn't there?
Yeah, we use phrases that signal our intention to leave without sounding, abrupt. Like, I should probably let you go.
Or anyway, I won't keep you. Things like that.
That's right. It's not just about our need to leave. It's about showing consideration for the other person's time and their feelings.
It's a way of showing respect as we transition out of the interaction.
And it's not solely about the words we choose, right? Nonverbal cues play a huge role, particularly face-to-face.
Oh, totally. Your timing, body language, tone of voice, they all add up. You want to signal you're wrapping up without looking bored or impatient.
Even if maybe you are feeling that way inside. Chuckles slightly.
Chuckles, exactly. And let's be honest, some situations are just inherently awkward, like when you're stuck in a discussion going in circles.
Or you're at a party and you want to mingle but don't want to seem rude just walking off.
Or those video call moments where the formal part is over, goodbyes are said,
but everyone's still just there, staring, unsure who clicks leave first.
Oh man, that digital standoff, the post-goodbye echo chamber, it's the worst.
So our goal today is really to give you some strategies to navigate these moments with a bit more poise.
Whether it's a quick chat with a neighbor, ending a professional call, or even just wrapping up a text exchange, we want you to feel equipped.
Equipped to handle these transitions smoothly, politely, and naturally.
And we're not just giving you a list of generic phrases. We'll provide examples of language people actually use.
Right. Real world stuff. And explain the nuances when and how to use them effectively.
So stick with us, because mastering the art of the polite exit, it can really boost your overall communication skills.
Definitely. It contributes to making interactions feel more positive and leaves a better lasting impression. Says a lot about your social awareness.
Absolutely. Consideration for others.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, we'll discuss some fundamental principles for ending a conversation gracefully before we get into the specific phrases.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Okay, so before we kind of bombard everyone with phrases, let's talk about some core principles, the things that really underpin a polite conversation ending.
Exactly, because it's not just about the words themselves, right? The delivery, the intention behind them, just as crucial.
Right. So the first key principle is maybe using what we can call soft language.
Soft language, okay. Like what?
Well, instead of super direct statements like, I'm leaving now, or I have to go.
Which can sound a bit blunt.
Yeah, maybe try gentler phrasing. Things like, I should probably get going, or I don't want to keep you.
Ah, okay. That slight indirection. It shows consideration, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It subtly shifts the focus.
Exactly. Away from your need to leave, towards concern for their time, makes it feel less abrupt, more thoughtful.
Got it. Polite, but still clearly signals you need to wrap it up. What's next?
Second tip, express appreciation before you leave. Even a simple, it was really nice talking to you, can make a big difference.
That's so important. You're closing the conversation, but you're also acknowledging the good part of it.
Yeah, it reinforces that the chat was valued, even if it's time to move on.
Makes sense. What about, like, nonverbal stuff?
Good point.
Yeah.
Another helpful principle, especially face-to-face, is using subtle body language.
Like,
Glancing at your watch discreetly, obviously, or slightly shifting your posture, maybe taking a small step back. These can signal you're getting ready to wrap up.
but subtly.
Ah.
You don't want to start backing away while they're mid-story.
Chuckles. Right. Gentle cues, not a fire drill. It's about signaling, not escaping.
Okay. And what about calls? Phone or video? Visual cues are limited there.
Great question. Your tone of voice becomes even more critical then. You need to make sure your voice stays warm and friendly, even as you're signaling the end.
Right. Saying something like, all right, well, I should let you go now.
In a calm, pleasant tone, not sounding rushed or, bored, makes all the difference.
Yeah, tone is huge. Okay, any other big principles?
One more really useful tip. If there's a follow-up action needed, mentioning it as you conclude can create a really natural ending.
Ah, like a bridge out.
Exactly. For example, let's catch up again soon. Or professionally, I'll email you those details later this week. Gives a sense of closure.
And a potential next step. Avoids that awkward pause of, okay, well, bye.
Precisely. Gives the conversation a clear sense of completion.
Okay, so recapping the key ideas. Use soft language, show appreciation, use subtle nonverbals, keep a positive tone, and mention a next step if it makes sense.
Yep. Nail those, and your conversation endings will feel much more natural and respectful.
All right, now that we've laid that groundwork, let's move on to the practical stuff.
Yeah.
Specific phrases for different situations.
Yes. Let's talk small talk, work chats, phone calls. All coming up next.
Let's get to it.
All right, let's tackle a really common one. Ending small talk. You know, that casual chat at a party, a quick word in the elevator, or maybe after a meeting when people are just lingering.
Right. It's friendly, but you need to move on. And this is where a lot of people either let it kind of peter out awkwardly.
Or they try to make a sudden break for it, which can also be awkward.
Exactly. The key is finding that sweet spot. Polite, but clear about needing to go.
Okay, so here are some pretty reliable phrases you can use to wrap up small talk in a friendly way.
Lay 'em on us.
How about, well, I won't keep you. It was great talking with you.
Nice. Simple, positive.
Or, I should probably get going, but it was nice catching up.
Good one. Signals the end, but acknowledges the connection.
Another one? Anyway, I'll let you get back to it. Take care.
I like that one too. Very considerate of their time.
These are great, right? They're casual, they sound warm, and they kind of give the other person an easy out as well.
Definitely. Well, let's maybe try a quick role play. Say we just bumped into each other, haven't seen each other in ages.
Okay, sounds fun. You start.
Okay. Sarah. Wow, long time no see. How have things been?
Mark, it has been ages. I'm doing well, just keeping busy with work, What about you?
Same here. Just navigating the usual chaos. Has been pretty hectic lately.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, listen, I should probably head out. I've got something I need to get to. But it was so lovely running into you.
Absolutely. Hey, we should actually make plans to catch up properly soon.
Yes, definitely. Let's do that. Take care, Mark.
You too, Sarah. Bye. See? That felt pretty natural, right? No awkwardness, friendly vibe maintained.
Totally. And if you're in a situation where you need a quicker exit, maybe you don't want to give a big reason. A brief, friendly line works too.
Like what?
I'll let you go now. Have a good one.
Simple. Effective.
Or even just, Anyway, I should run, but good seeing you.
Nice. And something you mentioned earlier, tone of voice. That's huge for small talk endings, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely crucial. You could almost say anything with a warm, genuine tone, and it'd probably land okay.
But if you sound rushed or cold, even a polite phrase can come across kind of negatively.
So true. A real smile, if you're face-to-face, or a slightly more upbeat sound in your voice makes all the difference, even if you're tired or not feeling super chatty.
Good point. And okay, one more thing for small talk.
Yeah.
What if the other person doesn't quite get the hint? They keep talking after your first attempt to leave.
Ah, the lingerer. You can politely reinforce it. Maybe something like,
Go on.
I'd love to keep chatting, but I really do have to run. Let's definitely schedule something soon, though.
Reiterate the need to leave, but soften it with that future connection idea. Smart.
Exactly. It softens the blow considerably.
All right, that covers small talk pretty well. Next up, let's look at work situations. How to wrap up conversations there without sounding abrupt or, dismissive.
Yes, that's a really important one. Meetings, hallway chats, quick updates. We'll cover strategies for those.
Okay, moving on to a context we all deal with a lot. Ending work conversations.
Whether it's a quick chat in the corridor, a Slack message, a formal meeting, knowing how to end these professionally and politely is super valuable.
Absolutely. And sometimes you're in that call or meeting, it's technically over, but there's that lingering silence.
Yeah, and nobody's quite sure how to formally hit the stop button.
Or maybe you just got the info you needed from a quick chat, but you don't want to seem like you're just cutting the other person off now that you have what you want.
Right, gotta maintain that professional courtesy.
Exactly. So here are some pretty solid go-to phrases for closing out work chats gracefully.
Okay, let's hear them.
All right, I think that covers everything on my end.
Clear, concise. I like it.
Or, thanks for your time. I'll follow up with the next steps via email.
Good one. Implies action and closure.
How about, sounds good. Let's touch base again next week.
Perfect for recurring check-ins or ongoing projects. These work well across different formats, right? Email, meetings, quick chats.
Yeah, they're pretty versatile, polite, but they clearly signal the discussion's reached its natural end.
Let's try a quick scenario. Imagine we're on a video call reviewing a project timeline.
Okay, your turn to start.
So the final designs will be ready by Friday, and I'll send over that initial draft by end of day today.
Perfect. That sounds like a solid plan. Really achievable.
Excellent. Well, I think that covers everything we needed to discuss today. Thanks again for your input, Mark.
Of course. Happy to help. I'll keep an eye out for that draft later. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Bye.
Simple, efficient, professional. No awkward hanging around.
Exactly. Now, what about when you're deep in work and a colleague pops by your desk for a chat? How do you handle that politely?
The drive-by chat. You could try something like this. Hey, I'd love to hear more about this, but I actually need to jump on another call in like 2 minutes. Can we maybe pick this up later?
That works. Polite, gives a reason, suggests continuing later. Or if it's more casual, maybe in the office kitchen.
Right, like wrapping up a quick update chat. You could say, all right, I should probably get back to my desk, but hey, thanks for the update.
Nice and simple. And what if you're in a leadership role? Ending a chat with your team.
Good question. It's often good to end on an encouraging or supportive note then. Something like,
Give me an example.
thanks for all the great work on this. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything further from me. Shows support. Empowers them.
That's a great leadership tip. One thing to definitely avoid in work settings, though, is being too blunt, right?
Oh, absolutely. Just saying, okay, bye, and walking off, or a really curt, right, I'm done here, can definitely come across as unprofessional. Or worse, dismissive.
Yeah, always aim for that touch of professional polish. That little extra sentence thanking them, mentioning a next step, it makes a huge difference.
Totally agree. Makes you sound respectful and considerate.
All right, next on our list, the phone or video call exit. How to do it politely without seeming rushed or accidentally dragging it out forever.
Yes, let's dive into that one.
Okay, let's focus now on something we all do constantly. Ending phone or video calls politely. This can be such a stumbling block, can't it?
Oh, yeah. Especially when both people are kind of trying to end it at the same time, or neither one knows quite how to kick it off.
And that leads to the classic, okay, yeah, all right, well, bye. Wait, you go first. No, you, okay, bye then.
Yeah.
Loop.
Chuckles. The infinite goodbye. So frustrating.
Exactly. So a key strategy here, I think, is to just gently take the lead. If you sense the conversation is naturally winding down,
Just jump in.
gently Signal that it's time to wrap it up.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
So what are some good phrases for calls?
Well, here are several that work really well, phone or video.
All right.
All right, I won't keep you any longer. Thanks again for your time.
Nice. Respectful of their time.
Or,
Yeah.
this has been really helpful. I think we've covered everything, so I'll let you go now.
Clear, summarizes, signals the end. Good.
How about? Sounds like we're all set. It was great speaking with you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Positive, forward-looking. These seem great for professional calls.
Definitely. But what about more personal calls? Friends, family?
Yeah, you can be a bit more casual then. Maybe try.
Go on.
Okay, I should probably get going now. But it was so good catching up.
Warm, friendly, or?
All right, I'll let you get back to your day. It was lovely chatting.
Also good. Let's try a quick role play. I'll be the one ending the call this time.
Okay. Let's say I just said. So yeah, I'll make sure to send you that document later this afternoon.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Mark. That's really helpful. All right, well, I won't keep you any longer then. This was really productive.
Great. Glad we could connect. Always good talking.
All right, talk soon. Take care.
You too, bye.
See? Clear, polite, natural ending. No fuss.
Yeah, that worked well. Here's another useful tip for calls, something we touched on earlier. Mention any follow-up actions right before you say the final goodbye.
Right. It gives the ending that sense of purpose.
Like, I'll shoot you that email right after this call. Thanks again for your input. Makes it feel complete.
Exactly. Also, a specific point for video calls.
Oh, what now?
Remember, the call isn't really over until you actually click out. Chuckles.
Chuckles, right. Don't just say bye and then sit there frozen while you hunt for the leave meeting button. That's awkward.
So awkward. Just a final smile, maybe a little wave if it feels right, then confidently click out.
Good advice. And finally, a really crucial bit of call etiquette. If the other person starts ending the call.
Respect it.
Yes. Don't suddenly bring up a whole new topic right after they've said, all right, I should probably let you go.
Exactly. Acknowledge their cue and respond appropriately. That's just being a considerate communicator.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, coming up next, strategies for ending chats at social events or in public places without looking like you're desperate to escape.
Yes, the art of the party exit. Navigating networking events, random grocery store run-ins, essential skills. You won't want to miss these tips. All right, let's get into ending conversations at social gatherings. You know, parties, weddings, networking events.
Or even those surprise run-ins at the coffee shop or grocery store.
Exactly. These are situations where it's generally understood people will circulate, right? So leaving a conversation isn't automatically rude.
True, but you still want to do it politely. Maintain that friendly vibe.
Precisely. And the good news is, in these settings, you usually don't need a big, detailed reason for moving on. It's kind of expected.
So the key is just using phrases that make the transition smooth and respectful.
Yep. Here are some that tend to work really well at social events.
Okay, let's hear them.
How about, I should probably let you mingle and catch up with other folks, but it was really great chatting with you.
I like that one. It acknowledges the context of the event.
Or, I'm going to grab another drink and perhaps say hello to a few other people, but I'm so glad we had a chance to talk.
Also good, gives a concrete and socially acceptable reason for moving.
And I don't want to keep you from meeting other people here. Let's definitely try to connect again later.
These are great because, like you said, they weave the social context into their reason for leaving. It's not, I'm bored, it's, we should both circulate.
Exactly. And you can subtly use body language here too, right?
Oh, yeah. Slightly shifting your weight, maybe a quick glance around the room, a small step sideways. Gentle cues.
Let's try a quick role play. We're at a networking event, chatted for a few minutes.
Okay. I'll start this time. Yeah, I just moved to the city last year, so I'm still meeting new people and finding my way around, you know?
Oh, that's always an exciting adventure. Hey, listen, I should probably let you continue to mingle. It was really nice meeting you, Sarah.
You too, Mark. Really nice chatting. I hope you have a great rest of the event.
Thanks, you as well. Take care.
Smooth, friendly, clear ending, no awkwardness.
No.
Perfect.
What about if you're in a group conversation and need to peel off?
Perfectly fine. You can just say something like, I'm going to step away and say hello to a few other people, but I really enjoyed being part of this chat. Thanks, everyone.
Good one. And for more casual run-ins, like with a neighbor or bumping into someone while out.
Keep it light and informal then, maybe. All right, I'll let you get on with your day. I'm sure you've got things to do.
Casual, considerate.
Well, it was good seeing you. I should probably get moving myself.
Again, tone and a friendly smile probably do half the work there.
Absolutely. The warmth conveys a lot in those quick, informal chats.
Okay, bonus race time. What if you're ready to leave the whole party or event, not just one conversation?
Ah, the final exit. Good one. You could say to the host or someone near the door, I'm going to head out now, but thank you so much for having me tonight. It was a really great time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Appreciative, clear, respectful. Nails it.
All right, so next up. What if you want to end the chat, but keep the door open for talking again later?
Yes, let's explore how to end with that positive, forward-looking vibe. Coming right up.
All right, now let's explore what I think is one of the most positive ways to wrap up a conversation by suggesting a future plan or connection.
Exactly. This works so well when you've genuinely enjoyed the chat and want to make sure it's not the absolute end.
Yeah, it reinforces the relationship, leaves things on a really upbeat note.
It's basically saying, hey, I value this connection. I have to go now, but I'm looking forward to continuing this later.
So what are some good phrases for that?
You could try. Let's definitely catch up again soon.
Nice in general, keeps it open.
Or a bit more specific. I'll send you a text later this week, and we can try to plan something.
Shows clear intention. I like that.
How about we should grab a coffee sometime? I'll reach out to you.
Again, specific suggestion, clear follow-up. You don't need to lock down the exact time right then, do you?
Not at all. Just offering that sort of soft commitment to reconnect later is a fantastic way to end things.
Let's try a quick example. Say we've had a really nice chat, catching up after ages, and now it's time to go.
Okay, your turn.
Wow, Mark, it has been so wonderful catching up with you. I honestly didn't realize how much I'd missed our chats.
Me too, Sarah. Seriously. Hey, let's not let so much time pass before we talk again. Tell you what, I'll text you later this week. Maybe we can finally get together for that lunch we keep talking about.
Oh, that sounds absolutely perfect. Yes, please do. Talk to you soon then.
Definitely. Take care.
See how affirming that feels? Strengthens the connection, gives a clear path forward.
Totally. And this works in professional settings too, right?
Oh, for sure, you could say. Let's plan to reconnect next week. I'll send you a calendar invite first thing Monday.
Very clear, actionable.
Or I'll follow up with you after I receive those updated figures from the team and we can discuss it further then.
Ties the future contact to a specific work task. Makes perfect sense.
And if you want to add a bit more warmth,
You could say something like, I've truly enjoyed our conversation. Let's definitely make sure we talk again soon. Just adds that personal touch.
nice. Okay, here's a small piece of advice though. Try not to overpromise.
Ah, good point. Only suggest a future plan if you actually intend to follow through.
Exactly. Otherwise, maybe a more general closing is better. Like,
Give me an example.
it was so nice connecting with you. Let's definitely stay in touch. It's positive, but less of a firm commitment.
Yeah, authenticity is key. People can usually tell if you're just saying it or if you mean it.
Precisely.
Right? That wraps up our sections on specific phrases. Coming up next, we're going to shift gears a bit, a quick practice segment.
Ooh, interactive. Yes, get ready, listeners. Time to try crafting your own polite closing lines. This should be fun and really helpful. Okay, time for a slightly more interactive part of our chat. A quick practice round. This is your chance, everyone listening, to actively engage and try out some polite closing phrases yourself.
Here's how it'll work. We'll give you a short scenario, a pretty common conversational situation, then we'll pause for just a few seconds, like 3 seconds.
Giving you a moment to think about how you might politely end that conversation.
After the pause, we'll share a couple of examples of effective closing phrases. Now remember, there's no single right answer here.
Nope, it's just a chance to practice applying the principles we've talked about.
All right, ready? Let's dive into scenario 1.
Scenario 1. You're on a casual phone call with a friend. You've been chatting for a while, but you suddenly realize you need to start making dinner. How do you end the call?
Pause 3 seconds. Okay, what are some options, Sarah?
You could say something like, hey, I should probably start getting dinner on the stove, but it was great catching up. Let's talk again really soon.
Nice. Or maybe, I'll let you go for now, but thanks so much for the chat. Super fun. I'll text you later this evening.
Both work well. Okay, scenario 2.
Scenario 2. You've just bumped into a former colleague you haven't seen in a while at the grocery store. You chat for a few minutes, but you really need to finish your shopping. What do you say?
Pause 3 seconds. All right, Mark, your turn for suggestions.
Okay, you could try. Well, hey, I don't want to keep you any longer. It was so good to see you, though. Let's try to stay in touch.
Good one. Or maybe.
Or, all right, I should probably let you get back to your shopping. It was really great running into you. Take care.
Perfect. Scenario 3.
Scenario 3. You're at a networking event. You've had a good, productive conversation with someone new. Now you want to politely move on and meet some other people. How do you exit?
Pause 3 seconds. Okay, thoughts?
How about, I've really enjoyed learning about what you do. I'm going to step away and try to connect with a few other people before things wrap up, but I hope our paths cross again soon.
Very tactful. I like it. Another option.
Or simply, well, I should probably let you continue to mingle, but thanks so much for the insightful conversation. Really enjoyed it.
Great. Okay, scenario 4, work context.
Scenario 4. You're wrapping up a virtual work meeting. All the agenda items are covered. How do you formally close it out?
Pause 3 seconds. What's a professional way?
You could say. All right, I think that concludes our discussion for today. Thank you, everyone, for your valuable contributions. I'll send out a summary of the key decisions shortly.
Very clear, sets expectations. Or.
Excellent progress today, everyone. Let's plan to reconnect next week for a follow-up. Thanks again for your time.
Perfect. Okay, last scenario for this practice round.
Scenario 5. You're texting back and forth with a friend, but it's getting late, and you want to stop texting for the night without just ghosting them. What do you send?
Pause 3 seconds. How do you end a text chat politely?
You can text something like, okay, I'm starting to get really sleepy. Think I'm going to call it a night. Talk to you tomorrow, though.
Gives a reason, promises future contact. Good.
Or maybe, hey, it's getting pretty late here. I'm going to head to bed, but let's definitely continue this chat soon.
Also works great. Fantastic job, everyone. If you came up with even one new way to handle those, that's a brilliant step forward.
Absolutely. And the more you consciously think about these endings and maybe practice using different phrases, the more natural it'll feel over time.
It's all about having those polite options ready in your mental toolkit so you don't feel stuck in that awkward conversational loop.
Couldn't agree more. All right, coming up next, we'll quickly touch on some common mistakes people sometimes make when trying to end conversations and how to easily steer clear of them.
Yes, let's make sure we're avoiding the pitfalls as we wrap up our own discussion.
Okay, so we've spent a lot of time on how to end conversations politely. Now let's flip it briefly and look at some common pitfalls, things you probably want to avoid doing.
Yes, because sometimes, even with the best intentions, our attempts to end things can accidentally come across as, well, rude or awkward or just confusing.
Right. Mistake number 1, being way too abrupt.
The sudden cutoff.
Yeah, like just saying bye and hanging up the phone midair. Or worse, in person, just turning and walking away without any clear closing signal.
Slight chuckle. Works for dramatic effect in movies, maybe, but in real life, it can leave the other person feeling pretty dismissed or just confused.
Totally. Even just adding a simple, polite closing line makes a world of difference.
Like what?
Like, all right, I really need to run now, but it was good seeing you. Take care. Something, anything.
Good point. Okay, mistake number 2.
Excessive apologizing for leaving.
Oh, I know people who do this.
Right, it sounds like, oh my goodness, I am so incredibly sorry, but I absolutely have to leave right this second. I feel terrible. I wish I could stay and chat longer. Honestly, please forgive me.
Chuckles. Yeah, it goes on and on. It's really not necessary, is it?
Not usually, no. Being polite is about being considerate, not about feeling super guilty for having other things to do. A simple, confident closing is usually much better.
Something like.
I've really enjoyed our conversation, but I do need to head out now. Let's definitely plan to catch up again soon. Polite, confident, done.
Much better. Okay, mistake number 3.
Being too vague or just dragging the ending out forever.
Okay, well, yeah. Loop.
Exactly. So, okay then. All right, yeah. And it just keeps going. Neither person actually pulls the plug.
Chuckles. Conversational quicksand. If you're ready to end it, just end it. Use one of those clear closing phrases we talked about confidently.
Right. Okay. Mistake number 4. Totally missing the cues that the other person is trying to end the conversation.
Oh, that's awkward when they're dropping hints.
Yeah, they might say, well, I should probably get going soon, or glance at their watch, and you just keep talking. It's important to pick up on those signals.
Definitely. Don't launch into a whole new story after someone has clearly offered you both a graceful exit. Read the room. Or the phone call.
Exactly. And finally, a common one, especially with video calls, just forgetting to actually say a verbal goodbye.
People just click out.
Sometimes, without a clear closing word, even a quick thanks again for the chat talk soon before you hit leave meeting is just, basic courtesy.
Simple but important. Okay, so to quickly recap the don'ts.
Don't be abrupt.
Don't over-apologize.
Don't let the ending drag on and on.
Be mindful of and respect the other person's signals.
And always, always remember to actually say goodbye.
Got it. Good list of things to avoid. Coming up next, we'll do one final quick recap of some of the best closing phrases we've discussed today.
Yes, just a few key highlights to take away as we bring our own conversation here to a close.
All right, before we officially wrap things up today, let's do a super quick review of some of the main points we've covered.
Sounds good. So we explored why ending conversations politely is such a valuable skill. Helps you seem considerate, confident, socially clued in.
Yep. Then we looked at all sorts of common situations, ending small talk, work chats, phone and video calls, navigating social events.
And even how to end things while suggesting you connect again in the future.
We shared a whole bunch of practical phrases. Things like,
I should probably get going. It was so nice talking with you.
or, thanks again for your time. Let's plan to reconnect soon.
Maybe. I'm going to let you mingle, but this has been great.
Or, I'll follow up with you via email. Take care. Just a few examples.
We also touched on those common mistakes. To watch out for being too sudden, apologizing way too much, letting things fizzle out awkwardly.
And hopefully that little practice session gave everyone listening a bit more confidence in actually using these techniques.
Remember, the key takeaway isn't to memorize every single phrase we mentioned today.
No, definitely not. It's more about finding a few that feel natural and comfortable for you.
And then just starting to incorporate them into your actual conversations. With a bit of practice, it really does become easier and more automatic.
Absolutely. All right, well, we are nearing the end of our time together for today.
Indeed. Let's try and practice what we preach, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, well, that brings us pretty much to the conclusion of our discussion today on the important skill of ending conversations politely in English.
We really hope this has given you some useful phrases and maybe some valuable insights that you can start using right away with friends, colleagues, maybe even people you just met.
Yeah, and if you found this helpful, we'd be incredibly grateful if you'd consider following our podcast, maybe leaving us a quick rating, or even just sharing this with someone you think might find it useful too.
That would be amazing. In our next session, we're going to tackle another potentially tricky area, navigating those sometimes uncomfortable pauses or silences in conversation.
Ooh, good one. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that discussion.
All right, well, I guess we should probably let you go now. Slight chuckle. Thank you so much for listening today.
Yeah, thanks everyone. And as always, take care and talk soon.
See you next time.